Says we're live.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
I can't see anybody. We're supposed to be able to see somebody.
We have not been on for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because Troy has been working. So, we're back now.
We are back now.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Why do you have to ask me what we're talking about?
All right. This one here is in a really weird mood, and he's been very difficult to work with for the past 10 minutes. So, we're just going to move past that. And tonight we're going to be talking about complaining and the effects of complaining. I could give some good examples.
Please do. And see if I can't give you a couple back.
Okay, great. Oh, and Lonnie's here as well. Say hello to everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, so Lonnie wanted to help us with our video tonight.
No.
Tell them what you're drinking.
It's the kombucha.
That's right, kombucha. Yeah, it's the mango kind.
It hasn't even begun yet, James. So give me some examples. What's up, Mike?
Troy wanted to wear an old ratty beat up t-shirt on our video.
I am not here to impress you people. I am here to entertain and have fun. I'm on my night off. I had a comfortable t-shirt on. It wasn't acceptable. So she complained about what I was wearing.
Nope. I said, you need to show up and look right. And he complained about changing his shirt.
There's no need for me to change my shirt.
Boom. Lonnie James said hi. Say hi to James.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. No, it's not the same one. As a matter of fact, I was supporting my Browns team. But, I mean, it's old and ratty, so it wasn't good enough to wear. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did it on purpose.
Your Browns?
My Browns. Because I'm such a big fan.
What else were you complaining about?
I was not the one to complain. You're
because-
the one that said, go change your shirt.
Because he wouldn't sit up straight for the video.
All right, listen.
Look, this is how he wanted to be.
This is comfortable. I'm sure you can still hear me because my voice carries.
We're not here for comfort.
Jonathan and Amanda said hi.
Oh,
Hi.
hey.
Hey.
Do you remember Miss Amanda?
I was Samantha.
Yeah.
So, with that, I've changed my shirt because we all know who wears the pants in the family.
I don't appreciate that.
Anyway,
Negative.
no, I thought it would be better to be presentable on
Hey,
video
Eric.
because there's so many people
Hey,
watching,
Eric.
and you guys are so important to us. Oh, I need to come back
Thank
up
you.
here.
Yes, thank
Goodness
you.
gracious. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Guys,
get back
isn't
here
that better? But he did buy me a new microphone. So hopefully we sound crystal clear
So
to
we don't have to
all.
speak up. Let me see this for a second.
Well, hopefully we don't have like the background echo that we usually have. Check this out, guys. Like, what is this?
Hi, Tammy.
It wants to do its own thing, so we're just gonna go with it.
What is this?
That's how it's gonna be.
What's this going on back here?
Hey, Tammy.
That's the
You see the wild hair back here? Get it, Lonnie. Can you get it? What's your clip?
Here.
Oh, Lonnie's got hair.
What is happening?
There you go. Cool. All right. Anyway, so we're going to talk about complaining. And my wife, with her middle name being Google, has done some research on complaining and has some very interesting facts. You feel better?
Are you sleepyhead?
Yes.
Lonnie-
Sleepyhead, Mom?
I'm not real sleepy.
Do you know what Lima Charlie is?
Yes.
No.
Loud and clear.
Oh, gotcha.
Thank you, Eric. We appreciate you.
We didn't use that. Those.
We didn't use that. Hey, you know what? You changed shirts. What the heck? Weren't you comfortable in the shirt that you were wearing? I'm not ready to let this go yet. Weren't you comfortable in the shirt that you were wearing?
No.
On your...
No, I wasn't. I was wearing a ratty old t-shirt. So I changed
There
into
was-
something that doesn't have a beat up collar.
There's nothing ratty about that
And I took it
t-shirt.
upon myself to say I better look a little bit better because I'm going live on Facebook. I do that every week.
I'm not sure that we're going to come to a resolution here. Anyway, do you have facts about complaining?
Oh my goodness.
Do you feel better?
You're
Yes.
so sleepy. Is it almost bedtime?
Yes.
Snow days are hard, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I mean,
My snow day was easy.
yeah, it probably wasn't.
The same.
Yes.
Anyway,
Do you want to tell anybody about complaining? What's it not good for?
No.
you don't want to
You
say
can
anything?
tell them complaining is not good.
For your brain.
Tell them sit up and
If I gotta sit up, you gotta sit up.
yeah. Tell them complaining is not good.
For your brain.
That's right, for your brain. So, guys, I did look up some stuff. So here's the thing. We all have neurons in our brain. There are special cells that send information to other cells in the brain and other parts of the body. And they actually remember thought patterns and respond to them. So if we have neurons, if we have negative thoughts, it's actually training our brains. And so because the negative thoughts will send appropriate response to central nervous system, each time someone complains, the neurons repeat the response. So it becomes memorized. So what does that mean?
You're the scientist. You tell me.
You probably weren't listening.
You're talking to them, not me. I wasn't listening.
So what that means is when you complain, it can become a habit. Like your brain just wants to go there all the time. So then it becomes hard to break that habit. So there's a lot of negative effects to it too. It can trigger anxiety and depression.
Why were you about to look at me? She almost looked at me when she said anxiety and depression.
Hey.
I looked down
Thank
at
you.
the phone that I'm reading from. By the way, guys, I got this information from edrugsearch.com. So it's kind of an article that was written on there with some medical findings regarding complaining and the effects of stress and anxiety. And by the way, 90% of doctor's visits are stress related. Is that insane? Like what? But the reason is because that probably sounds like hard to believe, but it's because stress can cause so many physical things to happen to your body. So the source and the root of it oftentimes is stress. And so our thoughts can control how much stress we have, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why you use stress away.
Lonnie's listening. That's
Yes.
good.
Yeah, that's why we use the heck out of stress away. Okay, so if the person tries to quickly change their thoughts to more positive ones, it'll be hard for them since the neurons prefer to act in a way that they are more familiar with. So it actually takes almost exercising your brain with positive thoughts to kind of slowly come out of that. Do you guys know any chronic complainers? Habitual complainers? I don't know how you want to say it. Lonnie, do you know any complainers?
That then?
No?
Well, thank you.
No, you're not really a complainer, are you?
Yes.
Oh, you are?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay. Fun, you want anything?
I may have complained a couple of times over my lifetime. There was a discussion we're going to do to the mean old couple the other day. The mean old couple the other day. What mean old couple?
Oh, no. He's talking about the handicap parking spot I posted.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, it's not related to that. But they were complaining, weren't they? I didn't even think about that. It's a really good point. Guys, that was just a post from a few days ago where I had a couple, an older couple that was complaining very loudly, trying to be heard, that we didn't look very handicapped because we were loading Lonnie up in the car.
So why do we complain? I mean, I've done my share of complaining. I really
Sure,
have.
we all complain.
Yeah, I have, but I try not to make it a habit. I'm sure that people may have a different opinion of what I'm saying, and that's fine. But I also am Stephanie said she knows someone that complains all day, every day. Anyway,
What is so funny?
That then?
I asked myself whenever we talked about doing this
Here
topic,
you go.
why do we complain about stuff? And I think it's just to voice our opinion and to express our disgust or our discern. I'm not sure if that's the right word.
Nope.
Our disgust.
That's okay.
And
Yeah.
we're not happy about it because it's not our way, or whatever the case may be. I mean, there's a lot of things in life that don't go your way. I think the biggest thing that I've learned about complaining in the last 2 or 3 months is if you're going to complain, at least have something planned to try to fix what you're complaining about, or stop complaining. I'm preaching to myself here. All of my friends that I work with and know me, I'm not terrible, but I do have the opportunity to complain every once in a while. But
Yeah.
I'm also trying to figure out solutions for that as well. So I'm trying to improve, and we're just kind of discussing some of the things that can happen to your body if you happen to be a habitual complainer or see things negatively all the time. So, and no, if you're watching this, I'm not talking about you because I don't even know who you are. I'm just seeing things pop up here, but it's just a topic we decided on.
So there's long-term side effects.
You can lose your hair. It's not even funny, is it? Because I don't have any hair.
What do you need, honey?
With the
Oh, okay. That
James
I can
brought,
do.
You're on the spot about the power of thought. I love the example of eating something that tastes good. When someone tells you it's something gross, your mind actually changes the flavor and you spit it out.
Ah,
That's
that
interesting.
actually got cut off.
oh,
I'm sure it says spit it out.
well, that's why my
The mind is a powerful muscle.
That's right, James.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, thanks, Jennifer. She said you have a beautiful smile. What do you
Isn't
say?
nice?
thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
that's-
So, long-term complaining, chronic complaining can lead to things like we talked about with anxiety and depression and that kind of thing. Like everybody's saying, the mind
Wow.
is very, very, very powerful. And
Well,
if
that's why.
what do you want? Are you all done?
Yeah.
You want to go?
Yes.
You want me to let you out?
What is?
She can step up without hitting her. Move your feet back. Hey, Ultra Woman, I see that you're on here. One of my friends actually competed in Florida in
Size
Ultraman, and she successfully completed it, obviously.
Thank you.
Bye,
You are
Lonnie.
amazing, and you're a robot and you're a
Thank
machine. Thank you for representing mankind so well. We usually complain about things that are out of our control when all we can control is how we react to it. You are so right. We need to grab the remote because you're going to be loud.
Working with Lonnie here.
So you're
Thank
exactly
you, special guest Lonnie.
Yeah.
Bye.
you're exactly right, and that's something I'm working on too, is how to react to it, because my reaction is not always necessary. It really isn't.
All of us.
So what's Eric got to say? I learned at work that complaints without solutions is actually making oneself part of the problem. Eric, that is very well said. Very well said. That kind of hits me pretty hard, but I'm with you. Sometimes the truth hurts.
And you know, another thing I wrote down tonight that I wanted to say, which is something I really try to keep in mind, especially when legitimate problems come along. Nobody can steal your joy without your permission. I mean, seriously, shouldn't we think about that every day?
That's true. If you give them permission, they'll take it. Martin says
No,
she loves you.
What I'm saying is that if somebody wrongs you or does something to you, or a situation happens or whatever, they can't steal your joy without your permission. I mean, it's up to you how you react to the situation.
Heidi had it right on. That's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
So Brian, what's up? For some reason, it's easier to complain than to take the time to fix the problem or resolve something.
Right.
It's too much work, apparently. I find it easier just to look for the positive things out of... you'll be a happier person inside, at least for me it is. And Brian, I have to kind of piggyback off that too. I've found out here in the last 3 or 4 years at my work mostly. I mean, we have discussions all the time about different topics, and we're pretty used to each other to know what we can and can't say and how to address things. So I found at work, at least with even my supervisors, my peers, and my subordinates, that it's important to not do things via email, via text, via some kind of written note. It needs to be like this, because you don't lose your tone. You can understand somebody much better on face to face. And of course, we learned about it a long time ago. When you're wearing a gray shirt, it's called a crucial conversation. It needs to happen. Sometimes it needs to be with your peers. Sometimes it needs to be with your higher ups. Sometimes it needs to be with your subordinates. Whatever the case may be.
Sometimes it needs to be with your family.
Yes.
Sometimes it needs to be with your kids.
Yes. Yes. I mean, Hannah, if you're watching, sweetheart, tell them about 3 Black Fridays ago. That was a crucial conversation. Right? Anyway.
It was.
George Harley would always tell me that. Don't let anyone steal your joy. Well, of course George Harley would say that. He's awesome.
It's the truth. Yeah. I mean, that's really, really, it's seriously a great thing to keep in mind. And I think Doug said to preach it, so
Yes.
he's with us as well. Yeah, address face to face, Miss Lynn said.
So what other notes you got in there?
I do have more notes, actually. Okay, so obviously all, like, chronic complaining leads to things like depression and anxiety we talked about. And those things over time can become a really, really big deal to our health. And you guys know that health is really important to us. You guys hear us talking health and wellness all the time, right? Removing toxins, putting good stuff in, get the bad out, get the good in. Like, you guys hear us all the time. That includes diet, but that includes our minds as well. And so it goes right in line with everything we're always harping on. But whatever. So, stress, anxiety, depression increase the risk for stress-related diseases, such as high blood pressure and strokes. They lead to high levels of inflammation in the body. Can I say that again? Inflammation in the body. I'm reading your text that you just got. Did you see it? Mm-hmm. I don't think he's on right now, is he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, guys, why is that relevant? Sorry, it was distracting. Oh, I do that all the time. But guys, okay, I will have a squirrel moment. Is anybody else like me, like constant notifications on your phone? Like no matter what, constant freaking notifications on your phone. My gosh. So yeah, it ends up making us ping, 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 which is not good for our brains either, by the way. So, coming back around, why I wanted to talk about inflammation in the body is because when we talk about different autoimmune disorders and those kinds of things, inflammation is huge. Inflammation, guys. Like, so much stuff comes from too much inflammation in the body. So, stress can lead to that. Think about that. When we clean this up, when we clean our diet up, when we clean up what kind of toxins we're exposed to and get safer alternatives, like the totality, health, like you're just going to even feel better. You're going to sleep better. You're going to have more energy, everything. It's a package deal. And I wasn't going to talk about that tonight, but it just came to that.
Well, let's change the subject back to the complaining.
Well, no, I didn't change the subject.
Your hair's messed up. There's like 4 or 5 that's sticking.
This is what's messed up. Like this piece right here.
Why didn't you fix that piece?
I don't know. It's kind of wild. It went rogue.
Lonnie, give me your straight iron.
So how do you turn negative person around? Okay, because I've been trying for 6. Oh, Stephanie. Okay, well actually, so help for negative thinkers was actually the next thing I was going to talk about. So the brain can be retrained to start reacting to situations in a more positive way. All it takes is changing the constant barrage of negative critical thought. So it takes conscious effort. Also, well, I don't need to say that because I already said that.
Brian told her to grab their shoulders and spin them.
Brian.
So, what do you do to turn a negative person around? You change their circumstances. Something is an influence negatively in their life, and sometimes their circumstances need to change or to be different to give them a change or have something to look forward to or something.
And if they can't?
Well, negativity, no matter who you are, I don't care who you are, whether it's I love you or I hate you, negativity is a choice.
That's exactly, yeah. So circumstances are always going to be there.
Positive. You have a choice to look at things in a positive way.
So changing circumstances isn't always an option. So I think we should probably look past that.
Tell you what, 3 of you, I don't care which 3 of you it is, give me something negative and I'll turn it around. Just off the top of my head. I mean, I'm pretty good about changing things into a positive thing. So
okay, everybody was complaining about the plow trucks today.
Mm-hmm. Everything's. You mean to give you an example about the plow trucks?
What?
I mean, I can switch it around to something positive.
Well, I was going to tell them what I told you earlier that I laughed for about 15 minutes from. So people were complaining that the plow trucks weren't out this morning and the roads were super bad. And what people don't understand is the snow really fell hard all within a small period of time. And so plow trucks can't be out before snow's on the ground. So when it all falls at once, they can only move so quickly, right? And so people don't understand that at rush hour in a big city. They want it done right now. Why is it not clear? Why is it not clear? And somebody actually complained, guys, I laughed for 15 minutes. I don't know this person. I read it randomly. They complained. Well, what time did our snow start? 4 or 5 a.m.?
Probably.
Heavy. Anyway, heavy. She wanted to know why they didn't put salt down last night in preparation for the snow coming this morning. Come on, guys. Hey,
So-
Kate, out.
260s.
The mic's going to pick up your panting. Out.
260s give me an example of snow. Hey, 260,
Yeah.
we can't do anything about it. Ain't nothing we can do about it. We just got to adapt and overcome. As a matter of fact, 8 months out of the year, we don't get to see this. It's kind of a cool thing that we have the opportunity to have snow. Some people around the world don't ever have snow. So it's fun. Build a snowman. Throw snowballs.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Do you want to build a snowman?
The snow was actually pretty crazy today.
So Angel said that's definitely a choice. Life is always hard, but that's too short. So be positive.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly.
I agree.
Yeah, oops, I pressed buttons. Yeah, I mean, that's really the truth of it, is just making the choice. But going back to, like, what we're talking about, changing perspective, it really comes down to that. So if you have, well, we all have negative thoughts and we all complain. But if we feel like, okay, I've really been complaining a lot, which is really easy to do in February in Ohio, yes? Mm-hmm. It's so easy to get stuck in that because everything's like white, black, brown, and gray outside. It's like really sad.
We got about 4.5 inches up north, Brian, in the Mount Gilead area, Morrow, Knox County. It came
That's
down
what we
all
got here.
once. Is it? Okay.
Yeah, 4.5.
So it was good. It was good stuff. Definitely job security.
So if we're going to change our perspective, you can start by pointing out things that they like. Like if you're having trouble with someone and always complaining about a certain someone that you don't get along with, you can try to change perspective and really try to focus on, okay, I like this about them and I like this about them. And it really, again, we have to remember that we're retraining our brain. So those little things may seem silly or like, what the heck is that going to do? But over time, it really would make a difference.
James, give me another example.
Okay.
So
A bad boss. That's a good one, James.
James says, here's one. How about a bad boss? You know what? I don't know that I've ever had a bad boss. I've had bosses that I don't agree with. I've had bosses I don't get along with. I've had bosses that I have a different management style than they do. I try to look at the big picture and analyze what they're telling me, why they're telling me, how they're telling me. And I try to see if I need to say something, if I need to not say something, if I just need to suck it up and do my job, or if I need to address the issue. A bad boss is a bad boss. You have to deal with it the way you can. And if you can't deal with it, then you need to address him or her about it. And if you don't, if you address him or her about it and there's no results, then you need to let them know that you're going to go over their head or try to take other action. I mean, it's one of those things where if you're just complaining and you're not doing anything about it, why are you complaining? It's not going to be a
And
solution.
all of that is really true, Maternus, because you're kind of cut off there. It wasn't you, it was the camera. All of that is really good advice, but at the same time, right now, I just started a church group book study, and it's on leadership. And so the difference between a boss and a leader, right? And so if we're talking about a bad boss, they're probably not a good leader. Generally speaking, like they do, I don't want to say unethical things. They could, I guess, be unethical or whatever, but just not a leader, and just boss instead of lead. And so I know one major thing that we can do to change perspective on that is learn from them. Because you can learn what to do all day long from a good leader, but you can totally learn what not to do as well from a bad boss.
It's true.
So there is a lot to be taken from a bad boss. It could be a really rewarding season being stuck with somebody that's really bad at what they do, because you could actually learn a lot from them.
But more than likely, James, specifically, if you have a bad boss, like we were talking about earlier, try to figure out what some of the good parts about him or her are, because some of those good parts, I mean, if they have a bad side or
Right.
something that's not clicking with you, there's probably something that's really extraordinary about the same person, but you just haven't picked it out yet. And
That's
when
true.
you're trying to get through the problem that you're going through, if you're looking for that positive thing and you're kind of distracting yourself from being all pissed off and mad and trying to, address more positive things, never know, it may work out for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's really true. And that's what I was saying on here is if somebody kind of chronically complains about somebody, like a person, then they can start by pointing out the things that they like about them instead. So that kind of goes right in line with that. And I'm, again, getting this from the... Okay, that was weird. We lost connection there for a
But
second.
we're still there.
That was
It looks
weird.
like we're still here. We got people still watching.
Yeah, no,
so
we
cool.
are. We just went out for a second.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for not leaving when we went out for a second. Let's
Exactly.
see. However.
Anyway,
Oh, okay.
you got something else?
Yeah, so it will take a considerable amount of effort at first, but it will get easier with practice. Like we said, I mean, we actually have to practice our brain, exercise our brain, and retrain our brain to stop the complaining and redirect. It would take time to create those new pathways in the brain. And just the way, I mean, scientifically, the way our brain works. So if someone can't stop complaining and it's just habitual, chronic, whatever you want to say, then they can do counseling. Counseling is super common for like a crazy wide variety of reasons, right? Very, very common. So it would be great to get with a counselor because they're like an unbiased point of view, right? So they can come in and say, what about this? And it could really, really help you see a different perspective having that. So counselor would be really great. And of course, we have a really good scripture too. So getting in your Bible is going to help as well too, because it's going to, gosh, the way Jesus taught was pretty phenomenal.
How can you hear what Jesus says if you're not listening to his word?
Can you imagine Jesus complaining?
So, I mean, this is the scripture you had. Do you have it with you or no?
Yeah, well, I have several, but I'm just going to read the one, which is Philippians 4:8. Whatever is...
Should we pray first? Have some worship, maybe as a pastor on the...
Are you mocking scripture?
No! That's blasphemy. I would never do that.
Okay.
I was mocking you. Anyway, go ahead.
Good times. That's what I was hoping we would get on here and he would mock me.
Please, all joking aside, this is important. Listen.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you, Joey. She said we were just off for a second, so that's cool.
Cool.
It was like 3 on our end, so... It was like the longest 3 seconds. Okay, so Philippians 4:8. Whatever is true, shush. Whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So focus on the good, in other words.
In other words, squirrel. Right? Think about squirrels.
Okay.
Just saying, that's what our topic is. Think about
Or
squirrels.
puppies. And things like of that nature.
Anyway, I'm going to try to be cognizant of what I complain about because, I mean,
Thank you, Lonnie.
believe it or not, people may hear what I'm saying and maybe turning something negative for them. I don't want to negatively influence anybody.
That's true. And when you complain, you sabotage your own joy.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Nope.
So keep that in mind. When you complain, you're actually making your day worse. When I complain, I'm making my day worse.
When she complains, she makes my day worse too.
I mean, I guess so.
Anyway, what else you got?
That's it.
Well, let's get off here so you guys can go to bed.
What time is it?
11:30.
It's 9:15. How long were we talking?
40 minutes.
Nuh-uh. No, we got started a couple minutes late.
Well, we started sport. Okay, yeah, shut up.
Oh, next Wednesday's gonna be tight. We should be on next Wednesday. The Wednesday after that, I don't think we will be, but next Wednesday we should be on. So if you guys have a topic idea, let us know, because we're always trying to come up with different topics to talk about and anything goofy.
Wednesday we have an appointment out of state, so we'll definitely be cutting it close to 8:30. Maybe it might be later, like 9, but you can definitely watch it the next day. Or if you're up still and you're scrolling through Facebook, freaking tune in.
Yeah, and guys, we post all of these on our YouTube page as well, which is the Brooke and Troy Show channel. That's not the name of it. It's the Brooke and Troy Show. And so we post all these on on YouTube. So you guys are welcome to subscribe to that as well. Actually, we'd appreciate it if you subscribe to it. And of course, we have some other odds and ends on there as well. So
Hey, Brian, who's Margarita? I don't know if I've ever heard of her. Was she a president or some kind of famous person or some kind of rights activist or something? Who's Margarita?
I did not know that, though, by the way.
I think Brian makes stuff up as he goes.
Friday the 22nd is National Margarita Day. You're a goofball.
Oh, like the drink. Okay. Understood. Thanks, Brian. I needed to know that.
You're silly.
Anyway, I'm out. You done? Can I go get my brown shirt back on?
Whatever. This guy. Hey, guys, thanks for jumping on with us. And I think that's it. So we'll be back next week, 8:30 sharp, with I don't know what topic. Let us know what we should talk about.
See you guys.
We'll talk about it. Squirrels, maybe. Good?
Yep.
All right. See you guys. Bye.